Hello students, today we will start History, Chapter 6, Towns, Traders and Craftsmen. In this chapter, we will learn about the emergence of various towns and cities. Students, the Mughal Court documents on land grants and revenue assessment provide us information on the towns that existed during the Mughal period. Besides the official documents of the Mughal Empire, many travelers' accounts also give us the information on the development of towns and urban centers. Like Ibn Battuta, he described about Delhi. Students, an urban area is a region surrounding a city. Most inhabitants of urban areas have non-agricultural jobs. The development of rural areas transitioned into urban areas, which comprises house, commercial buildings, roads, bridges, railways, etc. Urbanization differs from region to region. Many towns developed on the basis of the purpose they served. Usually, towns are categorized into several types, like a temple town, an administrative town, a commercial town, port town, and so on. There were many towns that combined several functions also and operated as administrative centers, temple towns, and were also famous trading centers. For example, we can take Hampi, the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire. Let's start with administrative centers. Administrative centers were the famous capital towns that functions as the seats of kings or emperors. Like Akbar, he made 3 different cities as his capitals at different times: Agra, Fatehpur Sikri and Lahore. It means the towns where the kings used to supervise their day-to-day function were known as administrative centers. They are mostly known as their capital towns. Temple towns and pilgrimage centers. When rulers gave grants of land and money to build temples to show their religious devotion, when these temples developed, pilgrims and devotees started visiting these places and also made donations also. So gradually the artisans, workers, garland makers, traders, they are also associated with temple activities and settled near the temples. Thus they are urbanized into townships. Some pilgrimage centers gradually urbanized into townships are Vrindavan, Mathura, Somnath, Ajmer and Tirupati. Commercial towns were those towns which were developed because of the trade and commerce that is done by the traders within the country. Sher Shah Suri built the Grand Trunk Road and sarais and rest houses along the roadsides to encourage the trade and commerce within the country. For example, like Mathura and Bayana flourished because of their location along the famous trade routes. Port towns. A port is a town by the sea or on a river which has a harbour. Students, we know that India had trade contacts with other countries since ancient times, like Southeast Asia, West Asia, China and Europe, with the help of the towns like Surat, Broj, Cambay, Calicut, Cochin and Masulipatnam. So, these port towns were significant to accommodate the increasing foreign trade. Now, craft towns. The meaning of craft towns were the towns that were founded by the craftsmen. Craftsmen were of a different kind. Therefore, when the craftsmen of a special craft settled at a place and practiced their occupation for a long time, their settled places came to be known as crafts town. Craftsmen like weavers, metal workers, carpet makers, shoemakers, and many other crafts. Places like Fatehpur Sikri and Shahjahanabad, these were the towns founded by the rulers. Inland and foreign trade. To do the trade, traders organized themselves in different groups to form associations and trade guilds. The guilds set up rules and regulations for trade, fixed prices for different items, extended loans to traders, gave training to new traders, and protected the interest of all traders. Some of the most famous trading guilds were the Manigramam and Nana Desi. These guilds traded extensively both within and outside India. The Chetiyars, Hindu Baniyas, Muslim Bohras, and the Marwari Oswal communities emerged as the principal trading groups of the country. They sold textiles, indigo, and spices to China, Persia, and Arab countries. And in exchange, they brought gold and ivory from Africa and Chinese blue pottery and silver from Southeast Asia and China. Indian textiles like weaving, spinning, and dyeing were also had high demand in the markets, but by the 18th century, under the British rule, Indian textiles and crafts were completely ruined and replaced by machine-made goods. During the medieval period, Bengal became a prominent trading center due to its cotton textile industry. In those days, popular export items were sugar and spices. A large variety of jewelry, perfumes, and furnitures were also made at that time. Many factories were set up in various towns which flourished due to foreign trade. Masulipatam. The town of Masulipatam is also known as Machilipatnamis because it is believed that Machilipatnam got its name owing to the construction of a gateway to the town decorated with eyes of fish. It was one of the ancient British settlements and the chief port of Golconda in India. Masulipatam was well known for its kalamkari work. Kalam means pen and kari means work. So textiles and paintings were created using vegetable dyes. A special dyed cotton cloth produced in Masulipatam called chinj was very popular in European markets. The another important town is Surat. Surat is a port city in Gujarat. It gradually developed into a major trading center. In fact, it was known as the gateway to West Asia because Surat was significant in forming trade links with West Asia through the Gulf of Hormuz. It was also the route to Mecca and many pilgrim ships sailed from there. Surat was famous for its cotton textiles, gold lace borders, and diamonds. Surat has great significance as a trading port during the medieval period, but with the decline of the Mughal Empire, the importance of Surat also declined towards the late 17th century. Now about Hampi. There were many towns that combined several functions and operated as administrative centers, temple towns, and were also famous trading centers. For example, we can talk here about Hampi. It was an urban center that was multifunctional. It was the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire. Hampi also had a large number of temples, and it was also an important commercial center where spices and cotton trade took place on a large scale. There were many famous temples in Hampi: Virupaksha temple, Hazra Rama temple and the Vithala temple. Domingo Pace compared the Vijayanagara Empire with Rome. The famous festival, which is now known as Navratri in the south, was celebrated at Hampi, was the Mahanavami festival. Hampi, located in northern Karnataka, was declined when the Vijayanagara Empire was defeated in the Battle of Talikota in 1565. The capital of Vijayanagara was captured and destroyed by the four Deccan rulers of Bijapur, Bidar, Ahmednagar and Golconda.